Welcome back to Temple of Elemental Evil. We're about to begin turn 2, and it is now Talon's turn. And as we recall, she has a total of 8 hit points. She only has 6 hit points left. She was damaged twice from the sniper attack last time. Allaros, I should mention, has 10 hit points total. He's down to 8 hit points. All right, Talon's up first. So, of course, she can move and do an attack, or attack and move as part of the hero turn. And the first thing she'll move first, and she's going to go 1, 2, 3 to this unexplored edge, spin around, and she is going to use her longbow. And her longbow says, attack one monster within 2 tiles of your hero. You may not use this attack against an adjacent monster. So she gets +8 on her roll, and she's going to attack the air cultist. And if we look at the air cultist, he has an armor class of 13, so she gets +8 to hit him, and he only has 1 hit point. So if she hits him with the longbow, he's going down. So let's get out the dice tray and roll her longbow attack. All right, so Talon using her longbow, shooting at the air cultist. She rolls a natural 20, which is a good time to bring this up. When you roll a 20, it is called a critical hit, and it does +1 damage. It's too bad she wasn't shooting at the earth cultist because he has 2 hit points. However, that's going to do 2 damage to the air cultist. Of course, the air cultist only has 1 hit point. Air cultist is eliminated. This is going to go into a common experience pool now, which is going to be experience for both Allaros and Talon to use. And basically, in this game, you can use 5 experience points to cancel an encounter card if you want to, after you look at the encounter card. All right, let's go back to the little main board here and continue on. All right, so Talon has a nice shot, takes out the air cultist. He's eliminated. And of course, when you defeat or take out a monster in this game, you get to draw a treasure card. 1 or more. So had she taken out both monsters this turn, which she didn't, both cultists, she would not draw 2 treasure cards. You just draw 1 treasure card for every 1+ monster you take out on your turn. So she gets a treasure card, and she finds the Claws of the Umber Hulk. Ooh, cool. It says these clawed gauntlets can rend earth and flesh alike. Use instead of an attack action. Attack 1 adjacent monster. It does +4 is the attack. It does 3 damage. Wow, that is really nasty. And the price is 300 gold pieces. If you can see it right at the bottom, you can sell that in between adventures to help yourself level up. And I think she's going to give the Claws of the Umber Hulk to Allaros. So she will give him that treasure. All right, and now, because she is adjacent to an unexplored edge, next up in the sequence is the exploration phase. And so she is going to draw the top tile. Oh, wow, we're just getting black triangle tiles after black triangle tiles. This one, of course, black triangle, and it has 1 monster token on it. So we need to draw a monster card, and she is going to draw a fire cultist. AC 14, 1 hit point, and that becomes Talon's enemy cultist to control. So we're going to find the fire cultist. Here they are these miniatures with the little spear, the little flaming spear, and that's going to be placed, of course, on the monster symbol. And unfortunately, again, we end up getting a rotten black diamond square, which means we draw an encounter card. And it's an attack, Thundering Boomerang. Oh, great. The cultists of howling hatred are deadly accurate with their boomerangs. Attack your hero twice. So Talon will be attacked twice at +7, and each attack will do 1 damage if it hits. Ouch. Let's get out the dice tray and see how nimble Talon is at dodging the boomerang. All right, so Talon's armor class 15. This is +7. So anything under an 8 will miss us. And the first attack is a 4. Wow, that misses because that's only 11. And let's hope we get another lame attack. 15 is not lame enough. That's going to be 22, which is enough to hit Talon. She takes 1 more point of damage. That's 3 hit points of damage she has now. She has 5 hit points remaining. Let's go back to the little board and continue. All right, so the pesky boomerang, she managed to dodge it a little bit, but it still did 1 damage to her. However, up next is the villain phase, and that is where, well, we're into the villain phase. We drew the encounter card, the boomerang, and now we have to activate any monsters Talon under her control, and that's the fire cultist. So let's take a look at the fire cultist and see what he does for tactics. It says if the fire cultist is within 1 tile of your hero, which it is, it moves adjacent to the closest hero, which is going to be Talon, and attacks that hero with a flaming spear. All right, and it has +6. It says special ability, Fiery Death Burst. When the fire cultist is defeated, each hero on the fire cultist tile takes 1 damage. Okay, I think we know how we can get around that a little bit. So the fire cultist is going to move adjacent to the closest hero. Well, that's going to be Talon, so he's just going to move straight up here, which means he's not on the same tile, so it's kind of strategically done. And as the player, you get to place him anywhere you want. So adjacent to the closest, it could have gone here, here, anywhere, but we're going to put him on this tile, so if we take him out next time, he's not going to explode and do damage to us. But he does get to attack. And his attack value is +6, and he will do 1 damage. So let's get out the dice tray, and he's going to now attack Talon at +6. All right, the fire cultist attacking with his flaming spear. Rolls a 17, well, 23, no problem. Talon gets hit again. That's 4 damage now on Talon. That's half her hit points gone. Ouch. Let's go back to the little board and continue. All right, that's getting unpleasant. Okay, so that's going to end Talon's turn. And now we're going to go over to Allaros's turn, and he is adjacent to the Earth Cultist right here. So the first thing he's going to do is he is going to make an attack. And yeah, what is he going to do? He is actually going to use his Great Axe at will power ability. So the at will abilities mean you don't flip them over when you use them, so you can use them every turn. And it says attack 1 adjacent monster. If your hero started his or her hero phase adjacent to the monster, deal +1 damage if the attack hits. So that's why I'm using this one, because it would actually do 2 damage, and he's going to attack the Earth Cultist, which he controls, and he wants to take the Earth Cultist out. The Earth Cultist, if we look at him, has 2 hit points. So if Allaros can hit him with the Great Axe, he's going to be able to take him out. So let's go ahead and roll to see if he hits. Okay, so Allaros with his Great Axe trying to hit the Earth Cultist rolls a 15, and 6 is 21. That overcomes the 16 armor class. And because he's using it, and he started adjacent to the Earth Cultist, he does +1 damage, and the Earth Cultist is destroyed, and that's worth 3 experience points. So we now have a total in the pool of 4 experience points. Let's go back to the board. All right, good stuff for Allaros. He takes out the Earth Cultist. So that's pretty good. And of course, when you take out a creature, you get a treasure card. So Allaros gets to pull the treasure card. Wow, and he gets an item, the Ring of the Ram. On command, a ram's head made of force barrels forward. You can use it instead of an attack action. Your hero may disable 1 trap token on his or her tile. Well, that's pretty cool. Attack 1 monster on your hero's tile. If the attack hits, move the monster 2 tiles. So you can really push a monster back. Wow, and it does a lot of damage too. This is a pretty awesome ring. However, after you use it, you flip it over. So pretty powerful item. I think we're going to give that to Talon because we already have the Claws of the Umber Hulk with Allaros. All right, that was a good treasure. And now Allaros gets to move. And he can move, of course. His movement speed is 6. So he will move, and you can move through friendly units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to go down here. And now what's going to happen is we're into the exploration phase. And he is adjacent to an unexplored edge. We draw a dungeon tile. Wow. Yes, another black triangle. This is getting problematic. So we have a black triangle. No monster, though. However, we do have now a couple of more traps. So I'm going to put a couple more tokens down here. And yes, trap-filled traps galore in this dungeon. And of course we don't collect a monster because there's no monster symbol on the tile. However, we do get a rotten encounter. And so next up is the encounter. We're to the villain phase. And we get event deception. It says, under the cover of darkness, evil makes its move. Oh, great. And if we're in this, so it has a dungeon or a town effect because this particular game, there are town adventures as well as dungeon adventures. So we're in the dungeon, and it says, choose a monster on the farthest tile from your hero. Place that monster in a square adjacent to your hero. All right. So we're going to zoom in and we're going to do that. All right. So again, the fire cultist, we're going to be strategic here. We're going to place the fire cultist on this tile. It just said adjacent. So we're going to put him here, which is indeed adjacent to our hero, but he is now on a different tile. So if we kill him and he does his fiery explosion, he will only damage people on his tile, which he is not. All right. That basically is going to conclude the villain phase because Allaros has no monsters to activate. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for turn 3, the continuation of Escape, the first scenario from Temple of Elemental Evil, the D&D board game. And thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.